Procedures in Logo. Learning about the logo and familiarize the concept of loading, saving and editing the procedure. Hello friends, now we will see procedures in Logo. So far you have been given one command after another to draw a picture in Logo. If you erased a drawing from your screen and wanted it back once again, you would have to give all the commands again. Now that would be very boring. You will learn how to define a procedure in Logo, which will make your work much more easier. A procedure is a list of steps involved in doing the particular task. For example, the procedure to make a cup of tea would be 1. Boil some water. 2. Add a tea leaves. 3. Add the milk and sugar. 4. Strain the tea. A logo procedure is a set of logo commands for doing a particular task. A procedure has a name and can be saved in computer's memory. Once saved, the procedure can be used repetitively. Parts of a procedure. A procedure is divided into 3 parts. 1. Title. 2. Body. 3. End. These 3 parts together form the procedure definition. Title of the procedure. The title tells us the name of the procedure and always begins with the word TO followed by the name of the procedure. The name of the procedure must be separated from the command word TO by a space. A procedure name can be made up of a combination of letters, numbers, or special characters other than. For example, TO square, TO box 10. Body of the procedure. This is where you write all the primitives that are used in the procedure. End. This is the last part of the procedure. It signals the end of the procedure definition. For example, a procedure to draw a square. To square, title, CS, repeat 4, bracket, FD60, LT90 and HT is the body and end is the end. Using the TO mode input box to write procedures. Creating a procedure to draw a square. In the input box, type TO followed by a space and square and press Enter key. TO square, enter. The TO mode input box appears. In the TO mode input box, type repeat 4 bracket FD60 LT90 bracket close, enter. HT, enter. End, enter. The message square defined appears in the recall list box. This means a procedure named square has been created. To execute a procedure. To get the result of a specific procedure, you have to execute or run the procedure. To execute the square procedure, we press the execute button or type square in the input box and press the enter key. That is square, enter. The square procedure is executed and we get a square. Why do we need procedures? Procedures are very useful because once a procedure has been defined, it can be used numbers of times. It saves us the effort of having to type the same program again and again. We have to create the procedure once and then save it. After that, we simply type the procedure name and the procedure is executed. For example, after defining the square procedure, simply type square, enter. A square is drawn on the working space. Similarly, to define a new procedure by repeating a square procedure, we have to first define the square procedure. As in the previous example, type the primitives as below. TO square, enter. Repeat 4, bracket, FD30, RT90, bracket close, enter. HT enter, end enter, square is defined. Now, we have to define the new procedure using the repeat primitive. Type TO square 1, enter. Repeat 8, bracket, RT30, square, bracket close, enter, end, enter, square 1 is defined. Now type square 1 in the input box and press the enter key to get a figure as shown below. Input two procedures. In the above example, every time you run the procedure, the square will be of the same size. But if you want to make squares of different sizes, Logo allows you to simplify the size every time you run the procedure. To do this, a variable name is used in the title of the procedure. A variable can have different values each time you run the program. In Logo, a variable name begins with a colon. You have to specify the variable name in the title of the procedure. Be careful to type the colon and variable name close to each other. Example, colon, size. Let us write the procedure which will allow us to draw squares of different sizes. In the input box, type TO square, colon, size, enter. The TO mode box appears. Type repeat 4, FD, colon, size, RT90, bracket close, enter. End, enter. Square defined. Square 60, enter. A square of the size 60 is created. If you type square 90, the square of size 90 will be created. Like this, you can create squares of different size simply by changing the value of the square size. Using Logo procedures to calculate. For example, to print the first 5 multiples of a number, type in the input box TO table, colon, NUM. Now in the TO mode input box, type print, colon, NUM star 1, enter. Print, colon, NUM star 2, enter. Print, colon, NUM star 3, enter. Print, colon, NUM star 4, enter. Print, colon, NUM star 5, enter. End, enter. The table is now defined. Now type table 5. The recall list box displays the first 5 multiples of 5. If you type table 10, the recall list box will display the first 5 multiples of 10 and so on. Like this, you can find any number of multiples of any number by using Logo procedures. Saving a procedure. Whenever you define a procedure, it stores in the temporary memory of the computer. When we switch off the computer, all the procedures are erased from the memory. To permanently store a procedure, we should store it on the hard disk. Logo provides us the facility to save these procedures on disk so that whenever we want to execute procedures, it can be loaded into the computer memory and used. Logo procedures are saved in the form of files which have the extension .lgo. After you have created a program, follow these steps to save it on the disk. Click on the File menu. Select the Save option. The Save As dialog box appears. In the Save In drop-down box, select the location you want to save the file. Type the file name you would like to give to the file. For example, square.logo. Save. The file will be saved with the extension .logo automatically. For example, square.logo. Loading procedures. To load the saved procedures in the computer memory so that it can be used for execution or editing, follow these steps. Click on File menu. Select the Load option. The Open dialog box appears. Locate the file containing the procedures in the Look In drop-down box. Select the file and click on the Open button. The procedure file is now loaded into the computer memory and the saved procedures are available for use in Logo. To load a procedure is to simply transfer it from the hard disk into the computer main memory. To execute the procedure, we need to type the procedure name in the input box. Editing a procedure file. If we want to make some changes in the procedure or to rectify some mistakes, we need to edit it. To edit the procedure, we need to make sure it is loaded in the computer's memory. So, in case the procedure is not already in the computer's memory, the first steps: click File menu, go to Edit. The Edit Procedure dialog box appears, showing a list of all the procedures which are loaded in the computer's memory. Click the procedure you want to edit and click OK. Or, to view all the procedures of modification, click on the All button. The MSW Logo Editor screen opens up with the procedure ready to be edited. Make the required changes. Click File, Save and Exit. Erasing a procedure. To erase a procedure which is not loaded in the computer's memory, first load it and then follow these steps. Click on the File menu, go to Erase. The Erase Procedure dialog box appears, showing a list of all the procedures loaded in the computer's memory. Click the procedure you want to erase and click OK. The selected procedures has been erased. Summary. We have learned about the concept of loading, saving and editing a procedure in Logo. That is all in this lesson. Good going, students.